You roll tide on it, man.
I only roll tide when I take a dump. Y'all gonna listen to your boy though. I told you Oklahoma defense was fire.
Behind the mask.
Yo, man, like for what we doing? Like I'm looking over here, I'm looking at different places in the SEC. I look at Ole Miss. I see the planes coming in for Lane Kiffin. Like, let's be real. We talking about LSU. We talking about Florida. They hosting. I'm over here like, damn, is Lane really leaving? But I got to keep the main thing the main thing. And what is the main thing? The main thing is, who is Auburn going to get next? Point blank, period. Now, I gave a few names a couple of weeks ago, right? I did. I'm talking about Alex Gulish. Yes, down at South Florida. Done an amazing job. I think about Brent Key. Big fan of Brent Key. Big fan. Georgia Tech. Also, John Summerall. He's at Tulane. You know, really been hearing a lot of rumblings about him. But bottom line, it's like, what are we doing? Who is next? You know, I even heard some rumblings about maybe other coaches in the SEC. One is Eli Drinkwitz, up at Missouri. So bottom line is this, man, like, I feel like we have great candidates, but everybody, I won't even say everybody, the people at Auburn are tight-lipped. They ain't saying nothing. Only thing I know is supposedly the people who we are talking to, they are interested. Now, that ain't breaking news to me, and I'm breaking that to you. The reason why, because Auburn is one of the damn better jobs that are open right now. It is. So, especially when I look at the pedigree of players that we have. Now, let's go back to 2 weeks ago. Played a very competitive game at Vandy offensively. Oh, my God, over 400 yards of total offense? Come on, where they do that at? Where has that been hiding? DJ Durkin, I appreciate you. I do. How you've come in, I don't know if you simplified what they've done on the offensive side, but the boys are playing. Snapping the ball, one read and go. If the first read ain't there, then they go into the second option. It's very apparent. But we got to hold down the defensive side because that's what's been holding us in all of the games. That's the bread and butter. So now we look at closing out the last 2 games of the season. I truly expect to go 2-0 in the last 2 games of the season. Ask me who we playing against. We playing up against who we playing up against? Mercer. We got we playing against Mercer first, and then we have the Iron Bowl, the Crimson Tide.
What you know about that, man?
Come on, man. What I know about that? They coming to Jordan Hare. Ooh. Records don't matter in the Iron Bowl. They don't. But I'm going to stay on track, though, because we need to talk about what coach are we going to get. And the first thing I think about, bro, like straight up, is whoever is this coach going to be, whether or not if it's people are talking about Summerall down in Tulane, Alex Gulish, Brent Key at Georgia Tech, whoever it's going to be, the number one thing is you got to retain the great players that we have because we don't have a chance with trying to start over with recruiting. And that's one thing that I do know with all 3 of those coaches. All 3 defend home field advantage. And they do that by keeping guys in who are already on the team. And I'm talking about some of the defensive guys I think about. Kendrick Falk, when I see him, he clearly can go to the next level. He may go to the next level. But let's talk about Xavier Atkins. That boy is a fool out there. Heat-seeking missile. See ball, get ball. He's destroying everything. Cam Coleman on the offensive side, wide receiver. Monster. He mossing folks in the SEC. So when I look at this, you got to keep those guys, point blank, period. And then I just think about staffing-wise, not to get too deep in the woods. But whoever we get, whether or not they're offensive coordinator mindset or if you're a defensive guy who's coming in, you got to bring somebody who's going to be able to sell Cam Coleman on why he should stay and why he's going to be that difference maker the next year. But then those guys got to be able to bring other guys in to recruit. Defend home field. That's what it's all about. Because if you ain't winning your home turf, what are we doing?
But do you feel like Auburn's playing with the right intensity? Like, what about when you played? What would you say is the difference? Or when Cam was there?
And when you look at this, when I look at this Auburn team and I look at the intensity that they're playing with, they're playing with intensity. I can look at the product and just say the players are playing hard. That never was the case. The case is they may be a little hesitant. You know, you may be looking like I want you to go on one and you going on two, meaning you're late to the party. And so I don't know if a lot of that is paralysis by analysis. You're thinking too much from a game plan that was put in from the coaches who were there prior. But bottom line, we got what it takes to move forward. And so, look, I know they say you should never overlook an opponent. We going to beat Mercer. Point blank, period.
I mean, y'all got a dog walk Mercer, though.
We don't do exactly that. We ain't on dog walk them. We on mop the floor with them. That's what we going to do. And after we mop the floor with them, it's time to set up for that game that they call the Iron Bowl, the greatest rivalry in college football.
So you've thrown out all your options, and you put yourself in there, right? So
Yeah.
What would be the first thing you would do if you got the head coach job?
The first thing I would do as the new head coach of Auburn, I'm going to convince the guys that are there, we need you. And this is why we need you. Number two, I'm going to bring in the type of offense that's going to highlight your skill set. Not just sometimes, all the time. Because I count on you being there the entire time. And number two, after that, we going to go find guys who can help you continue to get your game off. Meaning we going to bring in younger recruits who can take the pressure off of you. Cam, I see the double team on top. But guess what? We going to bring another little fly receiver in who can be able to help. Or even take it another level. We going to go get a tight end. Auburn has, the last true tight end that I can remember Auburn has had, CJ Uzoma. So for me, let's bring in somebody else who can come in and do it. And listen, Auburn has been forever known for having great running backs. Why can't we get another one? Like, why? So when we bring all of this in, what does that mean? Iron sharpens iron. You ain't bringing no butter knives in there. No, sir, boss. You don't win the SEC that way. So I'm telling you, this is exactly what I would do. And after you get the players, I'm bringing the next hottest offensive coordinator, his skill set, his ability to be able to forecast before things even happen. And when you can do that and you got the chess pieces in place, Now I can become creative and do things plays ahead and set it up plays ahead versus 1st and 10. What am I going to do? Oh, no. I'm already on 3rd down. My first and 2nd down call, if it don't give me 10 yards, it's really setting up for 3rd and 1 at worst case scenario. Like, that's how you have to think about this. And that's how you do this when you're trying to build a championship team. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe because we dropping something every week and you got to be in the know before anybody else.
Man, ain't looking good, man.
Who ain't looking good?
See what Georgia put down the other day, man. Who the king of the SEC right now, man? You gotta compete yourself against somebody besides yourself. I don't know. Is that correct?
No.
You compete against yourself, or you got to go against.
Look, when you look at the SEC, competitive play wise, it used to be 2 years ago. You had to get out of the West if you were in the West, or if you were in the East, you had to get out of the East. That ain't the case no more. Everybody is in the same pot. Everybody got the same ingredients. Everybody is up under the same salary cap. What are you going to do differently? And so you have to look at what was the flavor of the season last year, or what's currently running the SEC. Well, you got to look at Georgia. I look at Kirby. I love Kirby. Love what Kirby is doing. Like, he is the epitome of excellence when it comes to not only am I going to talk the talk, but I am going to walk the walk. And he's done a tremendous job of having the kids to buy in to what he's selling. Because none of that shit matters if they ain't buying in. And how you get them to buy in is you continuously preach it. You don't wait to spring football to do that. This is something you do in the month of February and March. Mat drills. Get them up early in the morning.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah. That's what you do.
What's the schedule? You the coach, what's the schedule?
Oh, 5 o'clock, we having mat drills. We having 21 days of mat drills. And you know what I'm going to do? After everybody starting out in a white jersey. White jersey means you in the middle of the road. Middle of the road gets you 500 seasons. Middle of the road gets you no freaking bowl at the end of the year. Bruce Arians, love Bruce Arians. No risk it, no freaking biscuit. That's what the bottom line is. And depending on your performance in that mat drills to where we have you at 5 o'clock in the morning, and oh, by the way, you got to go to class too. After that, we doing footwork drills. We doing speed drills. We're doing resistance drills. We doing plyos, getting ready for spring ball. And depending on how you do in every mat drill that we have, I'm going to change the jersey color for the next time. So if you did well, we'll bump him up to a blue and everybody knows he's wearing a blue jersey. These are the things that we did when I was there. Because you know who the slackers are. And if you wear a white jersey, well, what you even show up for? Shit, that's the same jersey you had on the first day that we started. And oh, by the way, the worst case scenario, if you come in with a jersey that's black, well, we want black is for IR. That means you can't even participate. But if you come in with a orange jersey, that means you suck. And everybody knows you suck. And what are you going to do? Because you're going to be the only dude wearing an orange jersey in mat drill, and everybody going to watch every rep that you do. You on full display. What you do in private will be displayed in public. Let me say that for the ones in the back. What you do in private will be displayed in public for mat drills. That's what I would do. It's all about accountability. We ain't keeping no secrets. The best families that I've ever seen and the best families that I've ever known, they never kept secrets from each other. They address it. They may keep it in-house, but they ain't keeping no secrets from each other. And that way, championship play breeds championship play. Accountability runs hand in hand. Hugh always kept us we was gonna be in the top 7 in recruiting regardless. So just my belief, like at the end of the day, people rank them off of stars. But just because you got more 5 stars, I'm just saying, as you already know, it don't mean that, like if you fall within the top 10, you got some good players. And I don't think the significance of whether or not if you're 2 and 5 is not a big deal. Maybe 2 and 10 is. I guess I'm just saying, I don't think that really, I don't see it as we just had bad coaching. We got the players.
You standing on that?
Yeah.
Y'all your players just as good as Oklahoma.
Our players are just as good. Shit, our defense is Oklahoma defense is good, but remember a few weeks ago, Auburn was one of the only up until they played Vanderbilt, they were the only one of 3 teams in the nation that has not given up 25 points a game. So, what else more do you have to do? So when I look at Auburn overall, this hire, my hire, I don't give a rat's ass what LSU is doing. It has no effect on me. I don't give a rat's ass what Bama is doing. If you don't take care of your in-house as far as what you have from a retention standpoint, Auburn has always proved that they can go out and recruit some of the best of the best. Our problem has been once they get there, we out there playing checkers with chess pieces. And that ain't never good. Just ain't. But I don't even know how to play chess, by the way. But to that point, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so as your interim head coach alongside DJ Durkin, no disrespect, DJ, I love you to death. We are going to mollywop Mercer this week. Not because we're disrespectful, but that's just how certain things should go. And because of the standard that has been set from Vanderbilt, I expect the same thing offensively. Now, what I do expect defensively, what we did not do last week was to get some stops and get some turnovers. So defensively, that's what we'll do. And then we don't come back and visit the Iron Bowl. Because Lord knows, I got some stories to tell y'all next week. Please believe it. But that's it, though. That's the update. That's the thought process and who we need to get. Whoever that person may be, that's the thought process. Stay tuned for next week. It's going to be good. New coach coming soon. And we ain't sending no planes for no coaches. Why? Because everybody wants to be at Auburn. Everybody. We sending the secret planes. We know y'all tracking the team plane. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Can't let you know what we doing. Then it won't be a secret no more. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe because we dropping something every week and you got to be in the know before anybody else. I'm on fire. Y'all gonna listen to me. Y'all gonna listen to me. I'm telling you. Like straight up. I love this shit, man. I love it.
That was weeks ago, man.
And it happened right after I said it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Like Brent Key, for an example. Who did they play again last week? Boston College, Bill O'Brien. Yep. I did him for Coach Translator on Turner Media, Turner TNT. Make sure you watch the show. Shameless plug. Every Saturday. Okay, let's get back to Georgia Tech, Brent Key. I've been talking about Brent Key. Definitely one of the possibilities of taking this Auburn job. Now, let me tell you why I got a man crush on Brent Key. I do. I'm just saying, baby, you ain't got to worry about that, but I'm just telling you. I love him. Did you see his response after the game when they played Boston College? When the reporter came up to him and asked him about the win. This man did not smile. He was upset. You know what? Let's run it. Let me run it right quick. Let's run it right quick.
Coach Key, what did we just witness?
We won the game. We got a lot of work to continue to do, but we've got to win, and happy about that.
What does the double-digit comeback by this group say about their identity?
Well, it says we don't need to be getting in double-digit deficits, but I mean, a lot of things out there we shouldn't allow that to happen. But we did, credit to them, and we were able to stay the course and stay together and come back.
How do you describe the play of your quarterback Haynes King tonight?
He wants the ball, regardless, and he's special. He is special.
All right, congratulations on the win. You can smile. You did win.
Go Jackets.
There we go.
Brent Key was mad. Why was he mad? Well, before I get to that, let me tell you, why I love this man. They were up in the game back and forth. The defense just did not show up. This is the second time the defense didn't show up. And let me remind you, they were coming off of a bye week. And let me let you in on something with all coaches. When you come off of a bye week and things didn't go the way that you wanted it to go before that bye week, you expect during the bye week, we will get it fixed. And the next time we go out and play, after having 2 weeks of preparing to play for a team, Boston College, that we will dominate. And they did not do it. But you know what happened? I said Georgia Tech is one of the better teams when it comes to running a 4-minute offense. Haynes King, which Champ Bailey believes that he deserves an invite to be the Heisman up in New York or New York City. But he played a hell of a game, and I'm not going to take that away from him. 26 of 34, 371 yards, finished with a TD. The big thing was the last drive of the game. I always said they run a great 4-minute offense. They marched down 13 plays, 69 yards, game-winning kick. My point is this. When they got to play keep-away ball, they find a way to play keep-away ball. If they got to drive down to score a game-winning field goal to end it, they do it. They did it. Defensively is the problem. The reason why Brent Key stood up there and he was so disappointed. 2 weeks ago, they gave up 583 yards to NC State. Took an L. Then last week, we ended up giving up a 587 to BC. After a bye week. That's why Brent Key was pissed. Because he knows at this time of the year, you got to be peaking. You got to be here if you want to make that run to the college football playoff. And they got a legitimate shot. They end the season playing against the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, can they beat them? I don't know. But I will tell you this. If they do beat them, they guaranteed to be in it. Even if they don't, they still leading the ACC right now. And I want to say they're leading it with Virginia. So they in a marvelous spot. So when I talk about Brent Key Brent Key sees the potential of what they can achieve, and he's holding their feet to the fire, as he should. That's the reason why I rocks with Brent Key.
I don't think you got this one right. UGA beat Texas.
Told you. Man, I was going to call you. It's crazy because I was like, man, I was waiting for you to call me. I ain't heard nothing from you, bro. Arch Manning.
Okay. I know we talked about Arch Manning.
I saw something.
I saw something in Arch Manning. And I still...
You still going to war for him?
Listen. They was coming from everywhere. I feel like when Deion and them played, what was it, BYU or Utah? Deion said they still blitzing. They blitzing. We in the locker room and they still blitzing.
Offensive line, which has seemed to gain traction over the week, seemed to have a setback today. Couldn't identify.
Yeah, they blitz us to death. They're still blitzing us right now, and we inside. They still blitzing us right now. And guess what? I just told them, be ready for the next week. Cat's out the bag. Be ready for it.
They blitzed the hell out of Arch. It wasn't fair. My God. Arch, listen, I feel you, bro. And then, like, to add salt to the wound, special teams didn't show up. They getting onside kicks recovered against them. You got the man on the front line, like, that's the main rule. You don't leave until the ball is kicked and he's retreating while the kicker is approaching the ball. Kirby saw that in film study. And he was like, okay, he's the sleepy dog that we're going to get. He's not a dirty dog like we are. He's a sleepy dog. And they got it. So I was wrong against Arch. I'm quick to point out when I'm right. I was wrong. Wasn't all your fault, Arch. It wasn't. But they was blitzing from everywhere, and I saw it. I saw it with you, Arch.
The intensity, man. They didn't match the intensity, though.
The crazy thing about that game, we talk about intensity. Texas could not match the intensity that Georgia displayed. Every time Texas, defensively, they played well early in the game, but they could not hold up because Texas offense could not give them enough. And Georgia on the defensive side was just, they were taking turns, whether or not if it was from the linebackers. You saw the defensive line, the young freshman, I'm forgetting his name. Oh, my goodness. They had a display on putting on a pass rush clinic and how to beat one-on-ones and how to blitz more that they can block. So when I look at Georgia and look at how they came out for that game, it was amazing. And the shit was it was impressive.
I'm trying to tell you.
It was impressive. It was to the point, like, and I'm just being real, like, I'm just like, for a minute, I'm just like, go negative.
Them dogs. Them dogs.
I just had to say, man, them dogs, nasty. They salted dogs. They dirty dogs. I got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Bro,
That defense was hidden, man.
Man, and then the atmosphere was rocking.
Was it too big for Arch? That's what I was going to say. We was talking about that. That's a different place to play in.
I'm not going to say that atmosphere was too big for Arch Manning. That atmosphere was too big for all of Texas offense. All of them. It was too big for all of them.
It's loud in there, man.
They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball consistently. Did not give up really any big plays. No explosives. They made Texas earn everything they had to get. And you can tell after that onside kick, the look on Coach Sarkisian's face, He was defeated, deflated, flabbergasted.
He was looking like Tutan when he got scared by that fan.
Big two got scared.
He was looking like you when the fans scared you, two. Shout out to my dog, Tutan.
The coach and Arch was looking like two.
They didn't have a clue. That was the look on their face. Arch was looking like, Coach, what we gonna do now, Coach? And the coach was like, shit, we just run the ball and just hope the time go out. We need to get on the bus and get the hell out of Athens.
UGA wanted them, like was licking their chops for them. Come on over here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. UGA wanted Texas to come in here because when we look at this matchup, like, bottom line is this. What UGA is to Texas is what Bama is to UGA. What UGA is to Texas is what Bama is to UGA. A roadblock in the road. Georgia hadn't been able to beat Bama, even at home, and Texas has not been able to beat Georgia. Disappointing losses and a lot on the line for it. That loss probably put Texas out of the college football playoff. It did. So, yeah. Great win by him. I was wrong. You know, I'm still on the Arch train, but just got to wait another week.
So, while you on your Arch train, Kirby Smart had a lot to say about the culture at Georgia. Did you get a chance to see that?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear your thoughts around what he was saying.
Can you play it?
Sure.
What we do in practice, it's what we do in the off season, it's what we build our core culture around is being a more physical team. And you have to recruit physical players, and they have to buy into that process. I don't know that a lot of these kids nowadays, they want to check. They don't want physicality. And if you have the check and no physicality, you end up with nothing. So we're not just getting checks at our place. We're hitting people.
It's a mentality. Kirby said it all. It's a mentality that you have to develop. And this is something that I want to be clear. Kirby said what most college coaches would love to say, but they can't say it. Why? Because they haven't did what he's done in private, which is now being displayed in public. Kirby bust their ass in the wintertime. Mat drills. He pushed them to the limit. He told them straight up, you can get NIL, but if you won't get an NIL around here, you got to earn it. Why is Kirby able to tell his players that and other coaches can't do that? It's in the proof of the pudding, Kirby. Championships. He's won championships before he's got there and while he was at Georgia. And so now you got something tangible that you can show the guys and say, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I want you to have it. But this is the route that you have to go to get it. That's why Kirby Smart can say that. And he's right. Bottom line, he's right. Because you got to buy in as a player to believe that. And I get it. Like, it's normal. It's typical. Oh, I'm going to just go where the money is at. Well, you know what? You run away from one heart, and I've always been taught this, and you go to another heart, that ain't going to be the same heart. It's going to be double the heart that you just left. And so now what are you made of? That's the difference from Kirby Smart. He builds that young man's mind up, the mentality. You set the mentality as far as understanding this is how I'm going to overcome. I'm going to stay the course. And that's the reason why Kirby and the Georgia Bulldogs, it ain't by accident that they continue to win. Like, they love games to where they're fighting in a phone booth. They love games to where people talk about, oh, Mike Bobo ain't doing this. I don't want to hear that no more. Mike Bobo is a very good play caller. He's a very good play caller. I've never seen a play caller call 100% of the right calls every game. And I'm not going to hold him to that standard. But when he can get the one-on-ones and he can get the favorable matchups, that's what separates you as a play caller. And your players execute, not because by chance they made a great catch. It's because you've done the work throughout the week. And so when you show up to game day, I played this game already. Texas, I've seen you before. This ain't the first time that we playing. I played you on Bloody Tuesday as Georgia coins it. Wednesday and Thursday, walk through Thursday, I played you before. So this is our third time meeting. That's the reason why Kirby can be as flamboyant as he is. That's the reason why he can be talk with so much bravado and be right.
What you saying them practices look like? What it Lisa?
The Bloody Tuesdays?
Yeah, how hard is a practice? Seriously. When you got a big game coming up, or regardless.
The intensity level, what happens in these Bloody Tuesday practices? Because we used to have them too. It resets everything. The reason why you have these hard practices, meaning the intensity is like a game, because I don't care how great you were 3 days ago on that Saturday. When Tuesday rolls around, I'm going to put somebody in front of you who wants your job and who wants to make a name for himself. And if he gets you one time, I'm going to show that on the tape to everybody on the team to let them know, one, this young man is working. But number two, this is what happens when you start smelling yourself from the weekend. That's what Bloody Tuesday is all about. Keeping the intensity, yet while keeping you humble. And when you remain humble, now you got to know and understand somebody is out to get me every week. That's the reason why these cats understand it. They know when it comes to NIL, yeah, I know I'm promised this by contractually, but when you got Bloody Tuesdays coming up, man, you only as good as your last performance. And if you don't perform, you may not be in line to get another check. And that's how Kirby Smart has programmed his team.
Kind of old school, huh?
People can say it's old school training, but it's sustainable training. It's sustainable training. I mean, think about it. Do you want to hit the lottery and win? I mean, everybody wants to hit the lottery and win 5-10 million, right? But if you ain't got that sustainable mindset, it's just a matter of time before that 10 million is gone. You're going to blow it. But versus me giving you the fish, let me teach you how to fish. That's Kirby Smart. That's the difference. Okay, hold up. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Because when we drop, I need for you to know and you can tell a friend to tell a friend.
What does it feel like when you come back from such a big deficit and win a big game like that?
Look, they had one of the biggest comebacks of all time in the SEC. Shout out to Marcel Reed at Texas A&M. The largest SEC comeback in the last 20 years. I saw it up on TV, 286 games. And so now they got to put a 1 in front of that because of how this young man played. He played like trash the first half. He did. And he knew it. I'm standing on the door beating it, saying, he needs to at least have an invite to New York City to go represent the Aggies for one of the best players in the nation. Because what he displayed in that second half was nothing short of sensational. Command of the offense. No paralysis by analysis. He had a read. He read, decided where he was going with the ball, made the play. He, big-time player, made big-time plays in a big-time game, and they came back and won it.
Yeah, 27-point deficit at halftime.
A 27-point deficit at halftime, and you come back and lead your team to win. I mean, man, what we talking about?
So, in 1998 Peach Bowl, Auburn trailed 17-6, but scored 15 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win 21-17. How did that feel to come back from behind in such a big game?
You was sneaking it up.
It wasn't 28 points. But I'll tell you this. But how many points was it?
Y'all were down by 15.
We were down by 15 in the fourth quarter. And I'll be honest with you, and I got to share this with my Auburn people. I knew going into that game, playing against Clemson, that was my last game of the year. Because I knew I was going to do the LeBron. I was on pony up, take my talents on, and declare for the NFL draft. But I had to finish business, though. And what made that game so tough, I remember vividly being in that game in the third quarter, just the offense struggling to score points. And the game prior to that was the SEC championship game that we were in, and they scored damn near 30 points in that game. So I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? For me, the closest thing that I can remember being in college on a comeback, like Texas A&M, the Peach Bowl, my last game as an Auburn Tiger, and we were down by
17-6, so 11 points.
We were down by 11 points, 3 scores we needed to have in the fourth quarter. The biggest thing that I remember about that is I was like, Spikes, you got to make a play. Like, we got to get a turnover. And I remember going to one of the greatest players in Auburn history, and he gets credit, but I'm knocking on that door even more. Damian Craig, our quarterback. Jimbo Fisher was the offensive coordinator of that team. And I'll tell you like this, Damian was so far ahead of his time, and I thought Jimbo Fisher did a marvelous job of highlighting his talents. Now you see in the game today, you got so many innovative offensive coordinators. I think about Kyle Shanahan, so many innovative head coaches, Sean McVay. Like, these guys get the best. Kevin O'Connell out of quarterbacks, period. But it was Jimbo Fisher back then, and I went to Damian Craig, and I was like, Craig, what's up? He was like, we gonna do it, dog. And Craig was that dude to where when he looked you in his eye, clearly I'm bigger than him, but it was just like, all right, you gonna do it, I hear you. I stand down. One of the best leaders that I ever played with, including pro football. And from that point, Craig brought us back to life in the fourth quarter. B, how many points did we score in the fourth quarter? 15 points in the fourth quarter. 15.
So really, y'all were only down two plays, 2 scores.
I had to stop him, though. You do your job.
We had to stop him, though.
I don't know if you do.
Just saying.
We had to stop him. And guess who stopped him? Yours truly. Iced the game with a pick. Boom. Won player of the game 2 games in a row. Actually, in the SEC championship game, won player of the game. And we lost the game by 1 point to Tennessee, Peyton Manning. That usually never happens. You don't win MVP of the game in the SEC championship game as a loser. But long story short, sealed the game against Clemson, game over. Took my talents to the league, and the rest is history. So when I talk about Marcel Reed, to put a bow on top of how marvelous he's been, I love his game. I love his leadership. I love his ability he'll forget what happened the prior play and then turn right around and say, you know what? I'm going to still keep throwing it. Shout out to Coach Elko. I remember at halftime in the Peach Bowl. And the cool thing was that was the second time there within a week. Because we played in the championship game, prior to that. So being in the Peach Bowl at halftime, it was like, man, what we doing? Like, this is the last game of the year. And for me, I kind of knew that I was leaving, and I had not told anybody. But deep down inside, I knew I had maxed out as far as what I was there to do. And I remember Damian Craig being in the locker room, challenging his offensive lineman. Damian Craig words vividly: wake the up. Get your head out of your ass. I know I'm cursing a lot, but I'm taking you back inside of that locker room. It was New Year's, so it was actually 1998. But Damian Craig challenged everybody on that offensive side of the ball to step up. And when Damian challenged you, you had to respond, or he would embarrass you in front of everybody. And so that second half, we came out going inside of that fourth quarter. We played inspired football. And defensively, we did our thing, and we held them down to a minimum. At the end of the game, a pass play that I had got beat on from the prior game, a dig route. Somebody was running a deep dig route behind me. I'm acting like the little rat, just biting up on taking the cheese, and then, the ball goes behind you. Not that week. I was like, they brought the cheese out there in front. Nah, I'm good. I stayed back. Quarterback was like, whoop. I was right in the passing lane, picked it off. Game over. So Marcel Reed, one of maybe the greatest comeback ever. That's the closest that I've had to it. That was my last game, so salute to you, sir. Hell of a job, and I hope you get the invite to New York City to be up there with one of the Heisman finalists.
You got them hands, man.
Hell, man, come on.
I don't know, dog.
19 career picks in the league, that big dog. Come on. I went to school. I was supposed to play both ways in college.
Oh, shit. Real?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Not breaking news.
Woo!
It ain't. That's what we do, dog.
Okay.
Hey, man, they ain't you ain't making it to the damn Hall of Fame in high school now just for playing one side of the ball.
That's a fact.
19 tuds in high school.
Okay.
Catch and run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
You went Bam on that, didn't you? Or what you
You a
went
damn lie. I ain't gonna no Bam on that.
Oh, I thought you went Roll Tide on it. You Roll Tide on it, man?
I only roll Tide when I take a dump. I did not go Roll Tide on that game. Y'all gonna listen to your boy, though. I told you Oklahoma defense was fire. Them boys was, what? This is the thing, though. When you look at the game, I know Ty Simpson, he threw it all the way around. They completed passes and touchdowns. And look, man, bottom line is this. Whoever has the highest score at the end of the game wins. And the other score that really mattered, which I even talked about last week, was Oklahoma defense has the unique ability to make you force a turnover. And I clearly sat here and said that. They won the turnover margin 3-0. They gave their offense a short field every time when they turned the football over. And guess what happened? When you got a short field, you don't have that far to go. Oklahoma did a great job of turning that sudden change into points. That was the difference in the game. Because when you look at yardage-wise, Alabama had over 400 yards of total offense. Oklahoma only had 212 total yards. So when we talk about the difference in the game, it's turnovers. The defense forced timely turnovers. Brent Venables talked about it. In the end, he was like, look, it ain't by chance, I'm paraphrasing, it ain't by chance that you just turn the football over. We force turnovers. That's what Brent Venables said. And by giving his team a short field, John Mateer didn't have to do all of that work. And clearly it showed up in the point column at the end of the game. And so, for me, that was one thing just watching the game from afar. I was like, that's one thing I noticed. Alabama never really turns the football over. And I was curious. I was shocked to find this stat. Since 1995, actually, that was the first year that I got to Auburn. Since 95, Bama is 7-14 when they lose the turnover battle. All I'm saying is, if you want to have a chance to beat Bama, Iron Bowl coming in another week, we got to win the turnover battle. That's one requirement. Xavier Atkins, Keldrick Falk, you monsters on the defensive side of the ball for Auburn football, I need to see you. Listen, hold up. Before I even get to that point, make sure you follow, share, like, subscribe, all of that. Because when we drop an episode, I need for you to know. And when we drop snippets, you need to know. Follow at the BTM Podcast. I like Ole Miss. Okay. I've been a big fan of Ole Miss. Even when Tutan, who was y'all defensive coordinator? Pete Golden he came from Alabama. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Pete Golden, defensive coordinator. 2 years ago, when he came from Alabama, I said Ole Miss is going to be a contender. Ole Miss is now finally looking at making the college football playoff. Man, that don't even sound right. It doesn't, but it's going to happen. They're going to make the college football playoff. They got to beat Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl. That's another great rivalry. I mean, hey, let's settle down. We're not saying it's the Iron Bowl. However, it's pretty daggum good. And I will say that. And I hope Ole Miss is able to handle business. But I don't know. And I'm torn right now because we got private planes coming in, picking up Lane. One report saying he's going to LSU, another one saying he's going to Florida. So I don't know which one it is. I'm just saying, I hope for all of the marvelous things that Lane has done and the buzz that he has created, setting the expectation of now having 10-win seasons at Ole Miss. That's a huge deal.
That's solid.
Solid, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Like Tutan didn't ever think about winning 10 games.
Cold. That's cold, man. That's real talk.
Sorry, too. Just being real. but like, I hope he's able to keep his focus on what matters. Because I'm going to just tell you like this, most of these teams, after their season is over, they're going to make their hire immediately right after the season. Why? Because you want to keep the recruiting, or you want to go and flip guys in recruiting. You looking at two schools, LSU and Florida, yeah, they're not going to make it to the next level, but the earlier the better that you can in order to get a head start in recruiting. And whoever wants his services, meaning Lane Kiffin, they're going to want him to come out and announce it. I just hope Lane handles this the proper way. You know, and
bag chasing or what?
And I want him to stay, but do I think he will stay? I don't think Lane will stay. I truly believe. I think Lane has maxed out what he's done or what he can do at Ole Miss, and this is just my opinion. I think if there's anywhere that he could possibly go and create an upside, I think it's LSU. And I say LSU just because when you look at young kids in the States, first, I always will start. You got to defend home turf. How do you defend home turf? You got to take away other major schools in the state. And when you look at LSU, ain't nobody else burning it up to go nowhere else. I'm not looking to go to – I don't hear people saying, yeah, I want to go to Tulane. Like, I'm not – you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Like, nobody want to go there. Like, they want to go play at LSU in Baton Rouge. So I think this is probably the best way for him to maximize what he's created at Ole Miss. And
That's it. That's it for him.
This could be the stop that really could accentuate his career as far as having the type of player that he wants that could run his exotic schemes, and it'll bring dividends. That's just my thoughts.
He out of there.
He out.
Man, I thought him to go though. You don't really believe Ole Miss? Crazy.
I mean, Ole Miss.
I think no. I like Ole Miss. And this is my thing. I personally believe the SEC will have 4 teams in the college football playoff, and Ole Miss will be that one team that other, you know, you look at other conferences. The Big Ten may have 3 teams. I think they'll probably have 3 teams. But they'll be that team, that dark horse team, that will get in there and throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing. And don't be surprised, you will see Ole Miss as a Elite 8 team or definitely a Final 4. Like, that's just the complexity of how they run their offense. And then defensively, up under the leadership of their defensive coordinator, Pete Golden, I think they've done a wonderful job over the past few years.
Man, two gotta get some tickets, man.
2, can we get some tickets? If that happens, I take back everything that I said about Lane.
He just said no.
Man, 2 could roll out the red carpet for us out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be nice to the 2, man.
2, we want to go down to the Grove. We want to go down and party at the library. We want to get on the sideline. We want to get on the sideline with Kyle. Come on. I take it back to.
You don't want to get this league started. You scared. Man, look, man, I can figure out get some money. We can get this league going, man. There's money to be made.
I think we need to create that league.
Why?
I'm turning on the gram and I see PacMan with so much aggression, and yet and still I have not heard anything from Steve. But he did post a video of him stiff arming PacMan. So I'm just like, okay, Number one, I personally don't like all of this aggression. Like, not as former players. We do like a little drama though. But it really could be our reality TV. And maybe we can use this and call this like beefs. Like go back and be like, let's get beefs of like players who really like went after each other on the field. Settle the beefs. I think of Aqib Talib, Michael Crabtree. Maybe we might, fellas, I think we're on to something.
Somebody might got some smoke for you, Spikes.
I mean, we out here giving out all this free content for everybody to sit back and enjoy and laugh off of. Why not capitalize on it? Why not we just create something to where we can capitalize on it and everybody put a few dollars in their pocket. Ego may be hurt a little bit, but that's okay.
So what are we doing? Tape for tape?
Tape for tape? What you mean?
The tape doesn't lie. He put up the tape.
Biggest play of the game for the Ravens offense. Flacco looking right. Near side across his body with the throw. He's got Smith. Caught. 20-10. Smith breaks a tackle and he's in.
Steve put the tape up. He got you, PacMan. He got you, bro.
What you do? You see your teammate get handled like that. Because y'all done play the same time, right?
Yeah, he was in.
Okay.
We were all in.
Okay, I can remember. Yeah, okay. So if you see your man get just handled, how you go to him, boss?
It's one of them things, when you see your teammate get got, you just like, everybody just kind of turn around and be like, I ain't see that shit. You don't want to acknowledge it. It's like you only acknowledge it if after you got and you still talking. Then you just be like, yo, bro, chill, dog. Chill. Now that's a distraction to us.
In the locker room? What y'all do? Y'all say, hey, man.
Oh, no, we don't let you know now. Like, we let you know. You gonna get it. Nobody is immune to receiving that constructive criticism.
So other players out there that know Steve may have had his way with PacMan.
Well, I mean, it's just one play.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a play to show. But clearly it's some history there. Mm-hmm. It's some history there with PacMan and Steve. And, I don't know the story. You're starting to hear more and more stories, more stuff about it. So clearly, they had some type of altercation. I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know what happened. But I do know what the tape showed or what Steve showed, and that wasn't good.
So
that wasn't good.
PacMan got to show,
so
his tape.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm PacMan, I'm showing I'm digging, trying to find some tape that I'm not gonna just let you show that on me. I'm gonna find some tape on you. I don't even care if it's from somebody else. Just what it is.
It's out there.
Hey, man, nobody is immune. No one. That's the beautiful thing about the game. It comes around full 360. Every time. Everybody gets got. Everybody. You just got to make sure you're more so on the delivering side versus than receiving. Pause.